Y'all, I'm here with the recap, right? And we'll get started. I'm gonna have to pull up my threads so I can actually, cause that's basically my journal, right? My trading journal. I use my threads for that. I'm finna go in here real quick and start from the very first post I made this morning. Okay. So today, right? The start of the day, we had a little bit, like this is the best I got, a little picture, right? But that's when we set this liquidity, right? This high right here, as you can see, is the liquidity, right? And we had posted that and we said new daily low potentially created, right? Because we already had that, and the low where you can see where I marked my low at, that had already been well, that had just then been created, right? So I marked that up, scaled in on the 5 minute, and actually caught the wick, right? The bottom wick. And that was on the 5 minute, so that was our breaker structure right there. So that's going according to plan. Noted, well, I should also note that we had a bullish candle, right? We had a green candle going, and the trend supported the continuation, right, of the bullish candle, right? Okay. Now from there, this was about an hour later. Bullish bias. So I stated that we were going up, waiting for liquidity sweep, then a break of structure, right? Mind you, we're watching this on the 15-minute chart. We're watching the liquidity sweep clarification on the 15-minute chart. And right here, it didn't provide us a close, but we did get a candle to wick up, sweep past the wick of this high. It wicked of its own and then came back down into a sell. And that sell then turned into the breaker structure, and you can go in on the 5-minute chart. You can actually look and zone in as to where it broke structure, right? It broke structure right here, boom. Then we saw it coming back up, so like, okay, it might go back into the order block. It might present us just like a clean trade all the way through. Nope, it rejected off that level, came back down, and then pushed all the way back up, right? And something tells me that this area down here is an area of liquidity as well, because there's also wicked candles, which I believed it was going to come down this low, but it did not. And as you can see, all these wicks over here, and we also wick right here, and we have this doji right here, this beautiful doji. God, that is the most perfect doji I've seen all day. I'm not going to lie to you, but yeah, we had that doji was created. Boom, we broke through the order block, this first one, right? And we'll go back to the 15-minute, but I'm gonna pull up on here as well. So on this move upwards, this move towards the sweep of liquidity, I even said it, right? I even said it, and I was like, waiting. Hold on, it's down here. Looking at the wrong side. I said waiting. I was on the 15-minute chart as well, yeah. And I said waiting for the close to verify the sweep of liquidity, right? Or sweep in liquidity, which I was believing that was going to close green above this, at least somewhere above this body, right? Which it did not close above the body, but it did still wick. So that turned from an A plus setup to an A setup. Remember I told you about that last video. And then we went on to, then I posted about it and I said candle wicked and swept the liquidity. Possible break of structure incoming or retracement sweeping the liquidity once again. Because it didn't break the structure, well, since it didn't close, right? It broke and it swept liquidity, but it didn't close in liquidity. I would believe that it might possibly retrace, right? And we had a candle I believe it was this candle that it came down and it started coming back up. No, wrong candle. It was this candle. It came down a little bit, came back up, and obviously closed below. I thought like the way the price action was moving, I figured if we don't tap into it, we'll retrace and then come back, right? But after I made that post, it was around 7:45 when I made this post right here. Retracement into order block could confirm a setup, right? And this was right here. This was before this candle closed, and we had this little price action going on right here. A little battle of pushing down, and like it pushed down a good little bit, which pretty hard here. And undo that. And on this post, I said retracement into order block could confirm the setup. And at that time, it was 7:48, right? 7:48. And when this candle closed, which you could really say at 8 o'clock is when it closed, because this one started, right? And it closed right here after price had came up, all the way up here, mind you, all the way up here. Which, looking at it again, it looks like that 30 minutes before the actual market opened, it came and swept the liquidity, right, of the high, swept the liquidity, and then turned around and created a break structure as well in 2 candle moves and 2 movements, which is very odd, but I mean, somebody could play that strategy. Not my ideal strategy, but I did just notice that right there, right? And then this was around 7:52, waiting on candle close to open stop order. Possible trading today, right? And that was on this candle when it was like right above here. And this was the first trade, because the first trade I took after this candle closed, because it didn't close in it, right? But the second candle, and this is my fault, because I'm only supposed to enter trade once the candle closes. That is the rule, once the candle closes. So I did break my rule today as far as waiting until the candle closed. That's why it resulted in me getting stopped out immediately. Can't even make it up. I took a screenshot and posted about it. Said stop order in. Watching the charts periodically will manually close trade if bias is incorrect. Right? And that's if it just automatically went to downside. I took a screenshot of this setup with it was gonna be $98 at risk and $306 profit, right? I took that trade. Well, I set the stop order. I took a screenshot. I went to post it and upload it onto Threads, and I get back to TradingView, and my stop order closed already. I'm like, what's going on? And then I look at it, and it's sold because price action retraced. Well, price action basically swept my take, not my take profit, but my stop loss, right? We're like, okay, cool. I'm down 1. Max is 2 trades a day, and if you lose 2 back to back, you get off the charts. That's that. And I posted about it. I was like, why did my stop order get tapped, then straight into stop loss before I even closed Threads? One more potential trade for the day, right? So I knew it was a good setup. I just knew I got in too early, and I was like, okay, let's play it a little more patient. There's gonna be possible retracement. If it breaks out, there's gonna be a possible retracement back to where, price action really is, right? And this is when I moved up my order a little bit, because I usually have it sitting on the order block, but once it breaks through and close it, and the one thing I'm starting to note is that when it closes above the liquidity, it'll usually retrace back into that liquidity. So I could have left my trade, I could have left my stop order right here where liquidity is right here on top of liquidity above the order block, and it would have legit came back, tapped into it, would have went negative, maybe just a little bit, not even close to the stop loss, and then went ahead and went up to take profit, right? That would have been up 300 bucks, which I still made a profit off the trade because I added a position halfway through, and then I moved my stop loss to break even, so I don't turn a winning trade into a losing trade. And then right here on Threads, I posted a potential re-entry. Then TP1 hit, added a position as well. I just told y'all about that. And then after, and this time it was about, what time was it? It was like 9:30, right? And the trade was successful. Total P&L, I don't know if y'all can see it, but total P&L for the day, or realized P&L, was 382 and 80 cents, right? And I posted, of course, 350 plus before 10 a.m. That's the ideal trade. That is the ideal trade because no one wants to be sitting on the charts past 10:30. No one wants to have a trade and lose the trade, right? No one wants to lose their trades. You want it to be clean movements to your take profit, not no jimble jabble all day type deal. Like this right here was it's basically 2-to-1 risk to reward, right? Now of course I could have taken the 3-to-1 and unbeknownst to me it would have hit take profit. Like I could have been greedy and wanted a 3-0 or 3-to-1 risk to reward, and I could have made that, right? But I was going off previous price action, and when I go up here to the 4-hour, this previous price action right here, which I believe it was this line right here, and that's where I set my first take profit to. No, yeah, that's where I set my first take profit to. And then the second one I just found somewhere where it wicked a lot, indicating that price liked that area. And so with that, I did that as well. And of course I could have taken a third take profit and could have aimed for like the high D's or the actual top of the bodies and could have came out. And honestly, if I would have did top of the bodies, I probably would have made 3-0. Let's see what that lines up to. Yeah, even the top of the bodies, and I still would have made pretty significant chunk extra. But that's my little recap of the trade. I could say I know I went wrong. In fact, I'm gonna post it on Threads because that's my journal, right? After my recap, I noted that I entered the trade. Well, enter my first trade. My first trade before the candle close, comma, ignoring, excuse me, my rules. I also noted that I could get a little more from certain trade ideas because no, I could get a little more from certain trade ideas by checking previous price action. Alright, boom. And then I noticed that price tends to tap liquidity after breaking the trend, the small time frame trend, aka the ideal setup. And there we go. That was my trade recap. I'm sitting in here at 15 minutes. I'm gonna upload this video just like this onto the channel right now at 4:30. And I just want to say, keep hustling, stay dedicated, stay motivated, because it's the first day of the year. Well, first trading day of the new year, right? Yes. And even though I lost on the first trade, I still managed to take home in paper money. Like, know that this is paper currency. I do paper trade, and I'm going to continue to paper trade until after Trump actually gets in office. That way I can, grasp the markets and then actually, flip my actual cheese. You feel me? Get a few funded accounts, probably like 3 funded accounts with 5K balances, 10K balances, depending on what the rules are and how timely I can flip certain accounts. But it's the first trading day of the new year, and I managed to take a little profit. Granted, like I was saying, this is the wrong account, by the way. It was the messing around one. But yes, like, don't pay attention to the balance, just the trade, right? I mean, you could take, you can look at whatever you want, but trading journal or account history, and you can see right here, like, closed long position on XAU, 400 units. Average price was 2,648 currency USD. Those were previous, those weren't even today. You can see the date. That was 24. This was the one that instantly hit the stop loss, right? And then, I made that back in some. So overall profit, like a good little bit. But like I'm saying, it's the first trading day of the new year, January 2nd, as you can see on the bottom. And oh my god. But it's a good start for the year, right? And with this momentum, I'll actually be able to build something. Of course, like, I'll be able to build and maintain the fundamentals, the knowledge, and everything like that. The technicals, the fundamentals, the knowledge, as much as I have learned, and I can continue to apply that way I don't forget it, and that way it's fresh, and I can just look at a chart and be like, oh, it's finna do this, damn third, mark it up, and actually make profit that way, because I've in a way mastered what I know, like mastered my strategy. I've been using this strategy for like 3, 4, honestly, it's been like 6 months, honestly, because I first got put on TJR in the summer of last year. I was just scrolling and I found this boot camp, and then I read this, like, went through his boot camp, double, triple watch, quadruple watch certain videos so I could actually understand the topics that he was talking about. And long story short, I got here and I'm starting to see actual results, and it's been like that for the last few months. I haven't seen the results. That's why I got back into it as hard as I did. But it's a great way to start the year off, start the year off in profit. And anyone who doesn't believe that they can, you can. Change your way of thinking, you can. Don't let nobody tell you you cannot. Because honestly, anytime there's doubt, it's just people projecting their insecurities on people who have some kind of passion, right? And 9 times out of 10, if you allow those thoughts to creep in, all else fails. So just stay resilient, stay strong. Tell somebody you love them, tell somebody you're proud of them, Make sure you let somebody know that you appreciate them. And most importantly, today I say most importantly, let somebody know that you care for them, right? Let plenty of people know that you care for them, because if you do, why not say it? Gotta be a lot more honest with yourself, a lot more verbal sometimes, you know. But that's gonna close this video. Time now is 4:20. I got 10 minutes to upload this video. I wish y'all a happy new year once again. I hope y'all get some good trades tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be Friday, so you gotta get on there. Don't force no trades, but take the trade if it presents itself. And I will see you guys tomorrow with another recap. It's Zeno Trades, aka Zion Zeno. I'll see y'all. Peace.